Okay, Steve Ryan here from bookmakers.com and the Race Hour, of course. I've got with me Darren Hughes, horse racing expert. Darren, how are you?
Not too bad, Dean. How are you keeping?
I'm very well. I'm going to put you on the clock for 5 minutes and we're going to explain horse racing jargon, as many as we can get through in 5 minutes. You're the man, so let's see how we go. If we get stuck on any, we might have to look them up. Let's see how we do. Here we go. Clock starts now. Okay, first one is car park draw.
Car park draw would usually refer to a horse being drawn widest of all in a flat race. Places like Chester would usually suggest the horse has absolutely no chance because the gap between the widest draw and the rail where you ideally want to be is too wide for them, and they lose too much ground throughout the course of the race to have any realistic chance.
You can't win from a car park draw. I think that's fair. A sea of blue. What does that mean?
Sea of blue generally refers to odds checkers. This is the odds comparison site for horse racing, and usually when a horse is being well backed across the board, across all betting operators, they turn blue on odds checker, which leads to a sea of blue, meaning their price has been cut pretty drastically over the course of a period of time.
I think we're dealing with opposites here. What's a drifter?
Yeah, so that again, it's the exact opposite. You'd see a sea of red on odds checker when it comes to a drifter, usually when bad news is broken about a horse in an anti-post race. Drifter generally means a horse's price has begun to drift. So for example, 2-1 out to 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, and so on and so forth.
No one wants to back a drifter, although they do still win. Tell me, what happens when you hear a whisper?
Whisper is usually something you'd hear on course, usually at the like somewhere like Galway. It's a big thing in Ireland that you get the tap on the shoulder and a whisper in the ear. It's usually Willie's in the bumper, and it usually does actually go on and win.
Now you've mentioned it, you better do bumper.
Yeah, bumper is it's a flat race for national hunt bred horses under rules. It's effectively the same as a 2 mile flat race, but it's run under national hunt rules. It's for store horses, usually 4 and 5 year olds, to help them build experience before they actually go jumping in the autumn.
A jumps race with no jumps, love it. Okay, when the money is down.
Yes, this usually refers to when shrewd connections have backed a horse of theirs. It's referred to as the money being down, so the prices obviously collapse throughout the day, indicating that these connections expect a big run throughout the course of the day.
Love that. Okay, what's in running betting?
In running betting, so yeah, this pretty much came with the dawn of Betfair at the start of the 2000s. It means you can place a bet in a horse race while the race is going on. The exchange updates itself very, very quickly, but this is also extended out to fixed odds operators who have in-running traders who will change the price throughout the course of the race. So if you see one in running that you think is traveling better than its price suggests, it can be a good way to make money.
Yeah, betting when the race is on. I love it. Okay, talk to me about a maiden.
Yeah, so a maiden is a race run for horses who have never won a race. It's the simplest way of putting it. Any horse running in a maiden that's never won a race.
They've
never won. They've never won.
All right, if I asked you for your nap of the day.
Nap of the day is your best bet of the day. I believe it actually goes back to Napoleon himself, would you believe? There's something to do with napkins, that you'd write down your best war tactic on a napkin or something like that, and then the term nap actually traveled through the centuries, and we now use it now in horse racing parlance to say your best bet of the day.
That is not something I get from you today, Darren, but I love that. What about when a horse is on or off the bridle?
So on the bridle is when a jockey's sitting up and the horse is travelling within himself very comfortably. Off the bridle is generally where a horse needs to be kind of scrubbed along, pushed along to keep going or to speed up, or even just to maintain the speed that he's going.
Okay, what's happened when a horse is pulled up?
Horse pulled up, the jockey literally pulls the reins on the horse, stops the horse from running, and he doesn't continue in the race from there on.
Okay, what's happening when a horse is staying on?
Staying on usually means, if you go back to off the bridle, it's usually when a horse is off the bridle, he's been outpaced throughout the course of the race, but then as the other horses in front begin to slow down, he doesn't. His speed will maintain and he stays on, generally speaking. You'd often see this in the steward's notes afterwards when a horse has stayed on under, say, gentle handling into 5th or 6th, having maybe not been put in the race before that.
Okay, tell me what a steward's inquiry is.
Stewards' inquiries, where the stewards have a look at the outcome of a race or an incident that took place throughout the race. This varies from, say, dangerous riding to whether a jockey made sufficient effort riding out, etc., etc. There's a lot of things come under the umbrella, but it's when the stewards have a look at an incident during a race.
And it can change the result. So steward's inquiry means hold on to your bets until you know what's going on, although some will pay first past the post. Okay, this is good. Let's move on to what do I mean when I say a horse hacked up last time?
Hacked up basically means a horse won very easily. One doing handstands, one with his mouth open. There's a million and one different phrases you'll hear, but if you have a docket of a horse who's hacked up, you're in pretty good terms with yourself.
We're getting close to the end of the clock here, Darren. A dead heat.
Dead heats where two horses pass the finishing post at the exact same time.
And they can't split them. Okay.
Can't split them,
the
yeah.
horse is traveling on the bit.
Yeah, again, this is very similar to on the bridle. The horse is traveling at his ease. He's traveling two to everything else is one. Again, there's loads of phraseology for this, but it's where a horse is traveling very easily.
I can hear the countdown clock in my head, Darren. We're just about done. This is part 1, I think, of Racing Jargon.
Sure.
Thank you.